Breaking news, everybody. Is the government going to raise the debt ceiling? I don't know how many of y'all been looking into this, but I've been doing a lot of research about it. You know, everybody on both sides, Democrats and Republicans, they are on two completely separate angles. It'll be interesting to see who wins and who loses here. You know, if we do not raise the debt ceiling, from the research I've done, it appears, that we're going to start defaulting. A default on the American economy, or essentially, on the government, the American government, would have a huge ripple effect both within our country and within other countries. A lot of the U.S. dollar is one of the most widely used dollars, which has also been printed. We printed over 40% in the last 6 months or something like that, 4, 5, 6 months. We've printed more than 45% of our money. So the dollar has gone down drastically in value, but all of our prices have been raised. And if we fail to raise our debt ceiling, that is going to be very, very, very bad for pretty much any of our veterans benefits, any of our Marine forces, our servicemen, servicewomen, any of the infantry people, VA benefits, Social Security, pretty much all your governmental jobs. This could be devastating to. That is not something we need to have. Essentially on October 18th, the government will be out of cash. So that is a very important day. Today is 9/30 of 2021. It is 4:50 p.m. I do not know that the debt ceiling has been raised or, met yet. I haven't seen any reports come out. I've been looking on it, been waiting on it. Wanted to give y'all an update of when it did or did not come out. So hopefully I'll have another update for this. And, like I said earlier, the parties, Democrats, Republicans, are on completely separate angles. This will also ripple down, within our museums being closed, our government jobs, your parks, things like that. They all rely on the government's money. And if the government doesn't raise the debt ceiling, then they're not going to have any money. I also understand that they've temporarily suspended raising the debt ceiling. But if Congress, it has to go through Congress, is my understanding. And I understand that Congress is probably going to shoot it down. So that's going to be very, very, very bad. It's really interesting to me, the debt ceiling continues to get raised. We've raised this approximately 100 times, since World War II. And, I think that, all the money we have printed has essentially, really, really, really devalued the dollar, which has caused a lot of inflation. And if we do raise the debt ceiling or don't raise the debt ceiling, interest rates are going to have to go up. Nobody wants to see your interest rates go up. We love these low rates right now. It is really, really, really helping all the businesses, especially mine. I'm in real estate, obviously. Check out the realtor shirt right there. And anyways, interest rates are very, very, very important to our economy, keeping the growth moving, But it's just one of those things where, when do we say enough is enough? The Republicans like saying, hey, y'all, the Democrats, Democrats are the ones who got us into this mess. And then the Democrats say, no, y'all did, and yada, 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 yada. But it is really going to be very interesting to see what happens here. The market has come down today, it looks like the spiders are down, Qs are down. My interest rate play that I've been watching is relatively flat for the day. It's pretty flat. But I mean, it'll be really, really interesting to see what we're going to happen here. I think that we're probably going to raise the debt ceiling. I'm sure the Republicans are going to roll over because they always do, it feels like. They're going to have to raise the debt ceiling. We have to keep our government people employed, obviously. I don't never want to see anybody lose their job. But I also would like some responsibility taken upon the government. They spend absurd amounts of money on all sorts of crazy things. And sometimes I just want them to really ask themselves, do we really need to spend this amount of money doing this project or whatever it is? And I think a lot of times the answer is probably no, we could use the money elsewhere. But that's just the government way, I feel like, to spend too much money on absolute nonsense. What I would really love to see within our government and our whole political system is for some fiscally minded people. They know how to do simple math, and they say, do we really need to spend this money on this? Or should we, really spend it somewhere else? Or should we save it, and not have to go print more money every time we got to, buy something, So it's just one of those things. What's going to happen here? I do think we'll end up raising the debt ceiling. I do see interest rates having to go up, and obviously, the government is going to, have to raise interest rates. They're going to have to raise taxes. The Biden administration wants to have America as one of the highest, actually not one of, if Biden's, tax proposals come into play, then America, the country which was, founded on getting away from taxes, interesting point there, we'll have the highest taxes in all of the world. Absolute shame. I don't think the raising taxes, is incredible. It's so interesting to me, to see some people get so much money back, in tax in their tax refund check, yet they never paid that much in. I don't understand how you can get more money back than you'll ever pay in. Doesn't really make much sense to me. But then he wants to tax people on unrealized capital gains. If you bought a house for $200,000 and it goes up to $400,000, he wants to tax you on that each year. What if it goes down? He wants to get rid of the 1031 tax-free exchange, or he's talked about getting rid of it. I think that got shot down. He wants to tax both individuals and corporations at high rates, when we do one or the other. We have a lot of things we really got to fix within our country. And, I think the flat tax would be pretty good. And maybe if we, said, hey, do we really need to buy all this other stuff, instead of wasting our dollars on it, that's just simple. That's just my simple-mindedness, though. Maybe, I'm sure I'm not that smart of a guy, that's just my understanding of what I think we should do. But let me know, what do you think is going to happen here? Should we raise the debt ceiling? Should we keep printing more and more money? Should we raise taxes? Should we, tax everybody more and more and more? Should we start taxing you every time you drive down the road? Or should we start lowering taxes and keeping more of our own dollars in our own pockets? And if you like these videos, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll bring you some more videos next time. Y'all have a great evening.